Hi, I'm Jacob Gallucci, and today I'd like to talk about the first Chicago Blackhawks game that I went to. It was on March 8th, 1996. It was a Friday night, and the Hawks were playing the Los Angeles Kings, and a few days before that, on February 27th, the Kings had traded Wayne Gretzky to the St. Louis Blues, and the Kings were awful that year. But despite all that, they still beat the Hawks that night, 4-2, actually, and the Hawks lost 4-2, and that was the Kings' third straight win, and the Hawks at that point had lost 4 straight games. And with that loss, the Hawks were 33, 23, and 11. The Hawks had a good team that year, actually. They had Chris Chelios, Tony Amonte, Eric Daze, Dennis Savard, Bob Probert, Eddie Belfour was still the main goaltender, but Jeff Hackett actually started that game, and the Kings weren't very good, but the Hawks actually made the playoffs that year. Their record was 40, 28, and 14. They had 94 points, and their coach was Craig Hartsburg, and in the first round of the playoffs, they beat the Calgary Flames. They swept them in 4 games. But unfortunately, they lost the conference semifinals to Colorado. The Avalanche beat the Blackhawks in the second round in 6 games, 4-2, and the Avalanche would eventually win the Stanley Cup. And the Hawks finished in second place in their division behind the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit was unbelievable that year. Detroit had 131 points that season. Yes, they went 62, 13, and 7. That is unbelievable. Just phenomenal. And after that season, the Hawks just got really bad. You know, shortly after that, Jeremy Roenick was gone after that season. Belfour was gone midway through the following season. And then Chelios would eventually be gone. And this is just sad. Between the 97-98 and the 07-08 season, the Blackhawks made the playoffs one time. One time, that's it. In 2001-2002, they made the playoffs, but they lost to St. Louis in 5 games in the first round, and that was their only playoff appearance in 10 seasons. Yes, they were just a really bad team, and people stopped showing up to games because there was no effort on the ice. It was sad. And in my life, I've been to probably about, I would say probably around 25 Blackhawk games. I went to a few when I was a kid. Between 1996 till about 2002, I probably went to about 7 or 8 games. But since about 2009, I've been to maybe 15 or 20 games. I've been to a lot more games now than when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, the team was pretty bad, and now they're very good again. And I'm hoping that they could win the Stanley Cup this year. It would be great. After winning it in 2010, it would be great if they could win another one. It really would be. They had the great start this year. They started 21-0-3, but unfortunately they've lost 2 in a row, and hopefully they'll recover from that. And I'm hoping they can make a run this year for the Stanley Cup. It'll be really exciting, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with 2 new videos, and until then, take care.